Welcome to the box office movie clips. Friends, in the story so far we saw that due to an unknown virus spreading, all humans on Earth are killed.
But somehow,
a man named Philip survives and keeps wandering here and there in search of humans.
but when he finds no one,
Then he gets distressed and decides to end his life. Now before he takes this wrong step, his eyes fall on a woman's
bra hanging there.
which meant that besides him one more human is still alive, and then he meets Carol. Philip brings Carol home with him and marries her so that both can produce children and increase the population on Earth. After which everything is going great. But then they meet another girl whose name is Melissa.
Now,
Melissa is so beautiful that Philip falls for her the moment he sees her and starts making unsuccessful attempts to impress her.
and then one
Day when he and Melissa are together, then Melissa tells him that I have become fed up living alone for so many years. I also have some needs that I want to fulfill. After which both decide that they will also contribute to this program of increasing population by having a honeymoon together.
But before
Philip could do anything with Melissa, then a car comes there from which this fat man named Todd comes out. Meanwhile Melissa gets impressed by Todd's
looks and his good nature.
and because Todd was already married to Carol. So she leaves Philip and has a honeymoon with Todd. After which Todd and Melissa get into a relationship. But this thing is not tolerable for Philip and he makes a lot of efforts to snatch Melissa from Todd.
But
Melissa had become so crazy in Todd's love that she didn't want to see anyone else besides him. Troubled by all this, one day when Philip was cursing God, then a car stops in front of him from which two beautiful girls come out who become very happy seeing Philip that besides them there is someone else who is alive on this Earth, in which this young one's name is Gail and this old woman's name is Erica, who asks him, "Are you the same human who wrote Last Man Alive on the board outside the town?" Philip says, yes, I wrote that." Gail asks, "Do you live here alone? Or is there someone else with you?" Hearing which he starts thinking whether I should tell them about those lowly and cheap people or not, because my luck is running like this. It seems these girls will also slip from hand, so he tells them, "Yes, I am alone." Hearing which those girls become happy and then all three hug each other. Further, they choose a big hotel to live in and happily open a bottle of champagne. Then Philip asks them their name. And as always starts praising them because he wanted to have a honeymoon with both these girls together.
On which
Erica says, "The praise should not be for us but for you, because if you had not written about yourself on that board, then both of us would have been wandering alone here and there."
then
Gail says, "We were thinking that on this Earth only we two women are left alive, and we always had this fear that how will we two increase the population together
until we find some man.
Meanwhile, when Philip starts filling Erica's empty champagne glass, then Gail's eyes fall on his ring and she asks him, "Are you married?" Now before Philip could give them any wrong answer, Erica says, "No problem, what will we do by knowing about your past? By the way, will you have dinner with us
Tonight?
Hearing this, Philip becomes happy and says yes to them and goes straight to the supermarket to shop for the items told by Carol.
Seeing all that stuff,
Carol becomes very happy. But then she sees the hotel soap inside that stuff, in which Philip had gone with those two girls a while ago.
she asks Philip,
"What did you go to that hotel for?" Philip says, "Oh man, I didn't go for anything." Carol says, "I know everything. Actually, you have become fed up with me and want to stay alone for some time.
tell me, am I right?
Now the opportunity. Philip needed Carol herself gave it to him. So he says, "Yes, you are right. I went there to sit alone for some time, and tonight also I am going camping alone." After which he gets ready and jumping happily reaches straight to Gail and Erica.
There he
Both were also well prepared and they had decorated the dining table very nicely. After which all three have dinner and drink heavily.
Meanwhile,
Philip tells them that I had a wife named Carol who was killed some years ago, from the grief of which I could never recover. Even now she appears to me everywhere. Hearing this sad story, both the girls also feel very bad that man how wrong has happened with this poor guy.
Philip
Says, "Sorry guys, I spoiled your mood by telling the story of my dead wife." Then Erica gets an idea and she says, "Why don't we all go by car to a hill where natural hot water comes, and then all three of us will take a bath together there." Hearing this, Philip jumps with joy that man now
real fun will come.
On the other side, Melissa, Todd and Carol were also having dinner. Then Melissa asks, "Where is Philip?"
He is not visible anywhere.
Carol says he has gone camping alone. Hearing this, Melissa feels something strange. But then Carol says, "You should not suspect Philip like this. He is a very good man." Todd says, "Yes, he is really very good and we all should thank him. Because today wherever we are is because of him." Carol says, "Then we should organize a party for him so that he feels that we also care a lot about him." On the other side, Philip sets out to have fun with both the girls. Then Erica says, as soon as we go up,
we will start the labor program.
Till then, Philip, why don't you take off your pants? Hearing this, Philip goes crazy with happiness and quickly starts taking off his pants. On the other side, all those people were also going to take stuff for the party. Then Erica sees a light coming from the front, seeing which she gets shocked and says that perhaps there are some other humans who are still alive.
Philip says, leave it, man. They must be some fireflies. But no one listens to him, and both the cars stop facing each other.
Then Philip quietly goes and hides under the back seat. Then all get down from the car and, seeing each other, become very happy that wow man, so many people are still alive. Then Erica says, we have one awesome man with us with whom we were going to the hill to do labor. By the way, you people should also meet him.
After which all
come to Erica's car and stand around her. Meanwhile, when Philip peeks a little outside, then Carol
recognizes him,
says that this is fucking Philip. Gail asks, how do you know Philip? Carol says, this is my
husband.
Then Philip comes out of the car and starts fooling everyone. Says, friends, I was just joking
with you people.
Gail says, now we don't trust you at all. How could you hide from us that you don't know any other living
human?
Philip says, look, I wanted to surprise both of you, and all this was part of my plan. Erica says, then what about that thing which you told us that your wife is dead? Hearing this, Carol and the rest people's senses fly away that Philip turned out to be a number one. Then Philip says to Carol that I didn't say this about you. I said about some other Carol. Meanwhile, all of them knew well what was going on here. After which all sit in their respective cars and leave from there and leave Philip alone there. Then next morning we see that Philip is trying to reach
his home on foot.
There all people were very happy together and talking to each other.
But then Philip
also reaches there, seeing which all turn their faces away. Philip tries to talk to them, but those people don't give him any answer.
Philip says, man, don't do this with me.
I was joking with you. After which he goes to Carol's house to talk to her. But Carol starts acting like a ghost there. He asks, what are you doing? Carol says, you don't know I was dead, nah, so I became a ghost.
Philip says, stop all this, man. Look,
I will tell you the truth. I was going to the hill to do labor with those girls. But look, I didn't do anything with them. But Carol abuses him and chases him away from there. Says that after today never enter this house. Now Philip sadly comes straight to meet his friends.
He starts cursing himself.
Why does this always happen to me? He curses loudly and passes out on the same table. The next morning, Erica and Gail come to befriend Carol. They apologize to her and say, we didn't want to hurt your feelings. Carol asks, are you some cheap girls who meet a man 1 hour ago and get ready to sleep with him? Gail says Philip had told us that his wife is dead and he is alone on Earth. Carol says, but you should have had enough sense to check a man's background before spending the night with him. But you were so full of lust that you didn't even think it was important. On the other side, Philip asks his friend's brothers, quickly tell me what drink you want. He tries to act like a bartender spinning the bottle to make drinks for them. But he can't even do that properly. On the other side, Melissa and Todd come to check on Carol. But Carol tells them, I need some time alone, and yes, I don't need anyone's sympathy. So both of you leave from here and leave me in my condition. Meanwhile, Philip was lying there drunk, hoping someone would come to get him.
But no one cared about him.
So the next day he quietly listens to their conversations and finds out that everyone now knows his truth and no one cares about him anymore. Hearing all this, he becomes even more depressed and goes back to the bar and lies there. He says, damn, no one cares about me. Am I such a bad person? Then at night, when everyone was sitting and talking, Philip also comes there and apologizes to all. He says, yes, it is true that I wanted to sleep with Gail and Erica. That's why I lied, and yes, I also wanted to spend the wedding night with Melissa. I didn't care about increasing population. I just wanted to enjoy with Melissa and enjoy in every way. After that he tells Carol, I did the most wrong with you. I never cared about you. Actually, we should never have gotten married. That day when I proposed you for marriage, it was all a lie too. Saying this, he leaves from there. Later he goes to his friends and tells them, I have told them everything truthfully, and now I feel very good inside because for the first time I did something right. Then Carol comes there and gives him a file which contains divorce papers. Philip asks, do you really want to do this? She says, yes, because you are not happy with me and I just want to see you happy. Come now, sign these papers. After that, Philip signs the papers and finally both get divorced. Then both hug each other and Carol leaves from there. After that, Philip tells his friends' brothers, now I am completely single and now I can score in whoever's hole I want. Later, when everyone was sitting together, Carol and Philip come there. After that, Carol tells everyone that we both have taken divorce by mutual consent. Philip says actually we both wanted to see each other happy. That's why we took this decision, keeping stone on our hearts. After that, both raise the champagne glass. Philip says, Carol, I will pray that ahead you get a good husband who can give you the happiness I couldn't. On this, Carol says thank you very much. Now, because everything was fine, Erica picks up the harmonium and starts playing a sweet music for everyone. Then the next morning we see that Philip is now free to do everything, in which he starts making his house dirty again by putting color inside a machine. Meanwhile, Erica comes there and says, I didn't know that your marriage was only 3 weeks old, and now because your divorce is done, can we both spend the wedding night? But then Carol also comes there to take some belongings. Seeing her both become quiet, Carol says, hey, keep doing what you were doing. Don't pay much attention to me. Erica says, then it's fixed. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, come to my house to work in my field. On the other side, we see Melissa and Todd, where Todd brings heart-shaped pancakes for Melissa and says I love you to her. In reply, Melissa just says thank you to him. Meanwhile, Philip wants to drink coffee, so he goes to the cow to get milk. But then, seeing him happy, Gail asks him, what's the matter? You're smiling a lot today. He says, yes, there is a reason to be happy, because I gave Carol divorce for her happiness. Gail asks, okay, then what about your plan to spend the wedding night? He says, my plan, I'm ready and waiting. You tell me where to bring the weapon? I'll reach there. Gail says, okay, then meet at 5 o'clock. He says, yes, 5 o'clock time will be perfect, because I have to go do labor somewhere else at 3 o'clock. After that, he is going somewhere for some important work, and then on the way he meets Todd. He asks him, brother, what happened? Why are you wandering outside with such a long face? Todd says, brother, a while ago, I said I love you to Melissa. But in return, she just said thank you. Philip says, Yar, this all happens. Why are you taking it to heart? Look here, there are only 2 young men. One me and one you, and Melissa hates me. So she won't leave you and go anywhere. Saying this, he leaves from there. Later, he goes to that board where he had written Last Man Alive and climbs the ladder to erase what was written, because now his life is finally set and he absolutely didn't want anyone to come and poison his happy life again. After that, he crosses out his city name on that board and writes Move to Tama. But then the ladder he climbed on suddenly falls down on its own. After that, 2 hours pass and he starts shouting loudly for help. But there was no one far or near to hear him. And he couldn't even jump from such height. Meanwhile, 3 o'clock had passed and Erica comes to Philip's house with an expensive champagne calling his name and starts searching the whole house for him. But she doesn't find him anywhere. Meanwhile, our Philip, whose fate was written with dog shit, was trying to make some shade by removing his pants in the sun. But then his pants also fly away in the wind. After that, 5 o'clock arrives, so Gail also reaches Philip's house and seeing Erica there asks, what are you doing here? She says, I came to make him do labor. Gail says, I also came here to make him do labor. But that bastard isn't here at all. Meanwhile, Carol also comes there and seeing both of them says, after all, you both turned out to be cheap. Not even 1 day has passed since that guy's divorce and you both didn't waste any time and came straight together to make him do labor. After that, the next day's afternoon arrives and in such scorching heat, Philip's condition had become bad now. He starts trying unsuccessfully to protect himself from the sun. But it makes no difference. Meanwhile, in the evening, Carol goes to get coffee for herself, where Gail and Erica were also present. Carol asks them, so what happened? Did my ex-husband satisfy you or not? She says no, because he didn't even come. Hearing this, Carol is shocked. How is this possible that Philip didn't reach to spend wedding night with 2 beautiful girls? This means either he is in some trouble or he is dead. On the other side, we see Philip lying in a trolley car. Then at night, Carol gathers everyone and says Philip has been missing for 24 hours and I think he might be in some trouble. On this, Melissa says, I don't think he is in any trouble. Maybe he drank too much in the joy of doing labor and is lying somewhere. And then a car arrives there, seeing which everyone gets shocked because that car was not Philip's. Then a black man comes out of that car who was holding Philip in his arms and asks them, is this man with you people? Seeing this, everyone gets shocked. Damn, another man is alive. Meanwhile, seeing such a strong man, Gail and Erica become happy because now they had found an even stronger man than Philip to spend wedding night with. Now, who was this black man and how many more people are still alive, and will our Philip ever get to spend wedding night, or will he remain single forever? We will see that in the last part of this series. Thank you, friends. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.